Good morning, America. This is Dr.Turi with another interesting video. But before we go forward here, let me apologize to all of you guys. We were supposed to start something quite special, doing some mini reading, take your questions about extraterrestrials, letting you know more about their agendas, teach you omens, doing some predictions and things of this nature at a personal level. But we've tried, we've tried really, really hard to launch that. And in every possible way, we were stopped. So at that point, I'm a perfectionist. When I start to see me moving slow and the technology was not there or something is wrong, knowing that I have the best of the best, the fastest speed you can get here, good equipment. If I cannot serve you at a professional level, it's because something else is stopping me, and that is the reptilius. They don't want me to educate you, to expand your psychic awareness. So I guess, like we say in French, if it's not broken, let's not fix it. So basically, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing best and keep serving you the best way I can, and that's what we're gonna do from now on. All right, so you still have me for a while until something else pop up. All right, the title of this Cosmic Code newsletter today is Arizona Man Killed a 6-year-old boy trying to cast the demons out. Definitely the reptilius at work. So click on the link, look at all the pictures, read the story. I can never, ever tell you enough. The reptilius have created all religion. And in the father, obviously, was completely and entirely religiously poisoned. He wanted to save his son and then put some hot water in his mouth, trying to get the demons out of him, and literally killed his baby. He says that his 6-year-old boy was demonic. He had a demon inside of him, and he needed to save him. The demon is in every one of us, not just that child. But when you're a child, you're all about emotion. If a child has to ask you something, he's gonna start to cry. He's starving. So this is why. Hey, here you go. As a good mother, baby's happy, he's eating, drinking milk, and feel safe, feel secure. This is how they communicate. And then, it's amazing that I'm still alive when I see things like that. And I remember when I was a kid, I was completely handful. In no way would anybody in my family, my mother's sisters and brothers, no one wanted to take care of me, because if you go against my will, when I was a kid, I'd just pass out. I seized. I had all sorts of weird things. But luckily for me, in the 50s, when I was born, we didn't have all this junk. We didn't have all this medication. And all the seizures, they naturally stopped. Remember, being ADD or ADHD, you're loaded naturally with tons of mental and physical energy that accelerate your atomic structures, allow you to live a long life, to stay younger than other people. I got speedy metabolism, and that was very hard for me to control. Even when I was a little tiny baby, if you go against my will, I'll go crazy and pass out. And everybody was going crazy. So, oh my God, we don't want to deal with Louis. We don't want him to die. And as I said, I was saved because those medications didn't exist, and those educated idiots did not turn turbocharged children like me into zombies. So, luckily for me, again, my mom was not exactly super religious, even though that she has a crucifix everywhere in her bedroom and the Mother Mary everywhere. She never ever pushed that junk on me. So, she could have thought, well, he has the demon in him, so we're going to do something. And then, exorcists or things of this nature. You know, emotions is what leads to trouble. You know, yesterday, let me tell you a little story. Yesterday I was driving and then my telephone rang and I pick up my phone and he goes, this stupid idiot, he started to F me, he started to swear at me. I don't know what the hell he was. So my immediate reaction was to tell him, oh, you are so strong, you're so courageous on the other side of my phone. If you were in front of me, you know, that would be a very different situation. They'd kick your ass, okay? So that was my immediate reaction. And I thought, okay, the reptilians are going to use technology to lead those suckers who have nothing else to do than to upset me so they can feed on me. So after controlling my initial emotional response, I turned the phone off. You see, remember, in the eternal battle between emotions and logic or critical thinking, emotion will always win and you will always lose. That's why a lot of people lose their life and have a lot of trouble, road rage or things of this nature. Believe me, you're better off, you know, thinking twice. Okay, what if I get upset? This is a really crazy lunatic. What if I get crazy with a family member, with a friend? And remember, you lose a friend, you lose a wish. So I'm passing on this information because that's an experience I had yesterday. And in nearly 70, I'm still learning that those infected reptilious entities will hijack the body and mind of stupid people. And there's billions on this planet to make sure your life becomes misery. See? So control the emotion. So sudden enough, the 6-year-old died because his religious poisoned father thought he had the demon inside because he was not educated, had no idea. Read the story, the link is live. It breaks my heart. All right, memo from SOS to the world, September 30th. Okay, there is my quatrain, and it says raw power challenges police deadly villain. Police deadly villain is red, is, you know, enlightened reds, because it reflects again the news. The news is protesters shot in Hong Kong on China National Day. You can see this cop killing this poor guy here, his kid. Emotions, fear is emotion, jealousy, guilt, love is also an emotion, revenge. All that can be so poisonous and lead you to do the wrong thing. See this cop, he was afraid for his life or whatever, kill that kid. One of the most chaotic days of almost 4 months of unrest in Hong Kong yesterday on the 30th, right dead on my window. Remember, this is a SOS plutonic deadly window, okay? And there's more for you later on about Pluto and Scorpio. We'll discuss this when we approach Miley Cyrus. Move on. Drone find fugitive living in cave after 17 years on the run. Keywords are very simple. Secret to light. So this guy who thought he was hidden in the cave and he could escape justice. Remember, the technology can be used negatively. This sucker calling me all names, I don't know where the hell is coming from, trying to make me upset and suck my energy. Or that drone being used by the Draconis, created by the Draconis to put an end to the freedom of a criminal doesn't deserve it. So it works both ways. Again, secret to light. Anything that's hidden, anything that's in a cave comes to light during those days. Remember, Pluto rules the underworld, the cave. All right, at least one dead, several injured in Finnish school incidents. We know the game. I told you, yeah, we will never stop school shooting. And I told you, one of my videos, be ready for another school shooting. Here you go. Dead on my window, another crazy kid trying to kill everybody. The reasons are endless. Depressed, negative, drugs, doesn't matter. He's reptilius infected. That's what it comes down to it. He's infested. Texas man fatally shoots intruder and goes back to bed. Well, I don't know. If I was to shoot somebody because he entered my life, I don't think I would be able to sleep after that. Maybe he didn't know he killed him, whatever it is. But I mean, who is right, who is wrong here? This poor sucker needs to do anything to get a fix because he's too poisoned. He's too much infected by the reptiles. He needs its fix. He's going to do anything. He's going to beat you in the back of the head to get $1 so he can get his fix. He's not himself anymore. He's totally infected. And then you got this guy trying to protect his property, his family, his dog, God knows what, and he shoot him to death. That's why you have laws. I mean, if somebody comes into my house and he's not invited, believe me, if I don't know you, you come in my house and you're standing in the middle of anywhere in my house, you're dead. I'm not gonna mess around. I'm not gonna take a chance for you to hurt me, my wife, my kid, or my bird. So basically, this is how it works. Okay. So when you look at it, much of those things happen not only because of the SOS negative plutonic window, but mostly because the negative cosmic biorhythm. In other words, you're getting up some days under the wrong foot. That's the way to say it at the subconscious level. Basically, what's happening, there are days when you're going to get up and everything's going to work for you. And there are days when you wish you stayed in bed. There you go. Because, you know, people get killed all the time because of those windows and negative cosmic biorhythm. But nobody is investigating my cosmic work or investing in it because, well, $100 is too much to pay for your life. Eh? Well, be part of the statistic. You have the option. Man severely burned after fall into thermal water in Old Faithful. I mean, you know, those kids, they go over there, they don't know better. They climb on the rock, they mess around, they go run around at night when they're supposed to not to do that. They don't follow the signs. They go there under the negative cosmic biorhythm, and this one got lucky. He got burned, but a lot of people have died, okay, or broke their legs. Again, just be cautious. Do not use only the physical calendar. You know, positive, negative, up and down, black and white, the front, the back, God, devil, the yin and yang, front, back, again, male, female. 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 feet, you know, the positive, the negative, the reptilius, the draconis. Remember the law, the split, okay, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 6 months, 1 year. You see, the split is in every way. You're like a walking battery. If you don't have cosmic consciousness, you're playing Russian roulette in every single thing you do, because those reptilians are extraordinarily smart. They know everything about the cosmic design. They know the power of each star and how they interact with the human mind so that they can use those cosmic winds to drive you insane, because they know when you're very vulnerable. It's all about it's all a matter of education. You know, knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. That's what it comes down to it, my friends. All right. Expect more interstellar objects sighting in our solar system, researchers says. Expect more droplet of water in the ocean. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, they have to keep you interested. They have to keep you amused. You know my philosophy about deceiving those corporations, those corporated infected scientific matrix. The greedy, all they want is to build up these things to send their millionaire friends who can afford it to the trip above their head, when the money should be used to help other human beings who are struggling or saving Mother Nature, our oceans, and our wildlife. So those scientists, they're telling you, well, we're gonna discover more things, knowing that there is trillions, quadrillion, billion, trillions for infinity stars and things they do not know. They're gonna keep you busy, and they're gonna keep you amused, and they're going to indoctrinate you forever. They're always gonna come up with something. So they're gonna tell you, oh, that is a shooting star, that is a black hole, that is a comet. Most of the time, is nothing at all to what they said it is, or what their 5 limited human sense are telling you what they saw and explain it to you. Okay, it's most of the time is a scout ship from the reptilians being destroyed by the draconis. But not all of those. There is definitely meteorite that hit the earth, but not all of those shooting stars are shooting stars. Long story, my friends. Miley Cyrus cryptically about goodbyes. Miley Cyrus is a Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the base of the reptilians in our solar system. It's a strategic location for them, so they can't mess up this Earth and other solar system that support life. Okay, now, Scorpio rules anything and everything that has to do with the reproductive area. On the medical aspect of Nostradamus, Aries was the head. So if you have the tail of the dragon or negative energy in the sign of Aries, you're going to have headaches, you're going to have eye problem, you're going to have teeth, you're going to have nose problem. Now, if you have, let's say Taurus was the neck. Okay, so if you have a negative in the neck, you're going to have thyroid problem. In fact, this guy that came yesterday here to help me with my car, you know, we talked a minute and I asked for his date of birth and I said, do you have any thyroid gland problem? He said, the hell are you? How do you know that? He was totally blown away that I was able to detect after him giving me his date of birth, the problem that he had and telling him exactly what he was good for. And he says, my gosh, that's what I always wanted to be, a cop. He's an investigator. So it's just, you know, when you gain cosmic consciousness, the option to know yourself to a level, I know more about you than your mother would know, or even yourself for that matter. That's the beauty of being cosmic conscious. So when it comes to Miley Cyrus, she's a Scorpio. Well, you got that little girl during the Disney day, you know, when she was innocent and doing all these beautiful things. But you know what? Now, the reality is she's a Scorpio. She's all about sex. She's all about magnetism. She's all about power. She's all about dying and rebirthing. That's why she divorced and rebirths again in a relationship. I'm sure many of you heard of that very famous actress who married, I don't know, many times, Elizabeth Taylor. She was born with the moon in Scorpio. Now, the moon represents your domestic scenery. Okay, your home, your family. So if any one of you out there is born with the moon in Scorpio, oh my gosh, the relationship with your family members will be deadly, especially with your mother. Okay, so if you have any problem with the mother, you know you got a moon in Scorpio. Moon in Scorpio is the domestic scenery. The moon is in fall. The worst position for the moon to be is in Scorpio because the moon is home, his family is cooking, is taking care of your furniture and all your loved one. Now you have the sign of life and death into your moon sign, your domestic scenery. So chin, chin, chin. Here goes Elizabeth Taylor killing a dozen of husbands because you cannot leave with a Scorpio unless you have cosmic consciousness. And that Scorpio inside is a male. Scorpio is the only sign that can transform from the male to the female at the psychical level. Or the ego, the stinger of the Scorpio is negativity, jealousy, resentment, sarcasm, being really nasty. And then, of course, their emotion is so high, they get immediately poisoned by the reptilius because the planet is right on them. And then their life is a process of lying and dying and rebirthing nonstop. And at the same time, it's the most powerful sign of the zodiac. So the idea of a Scorpio is to kill the stinger, kill the poison, or kill the lizard, okay, and become the eagle, or above the extraordinary, intense, passionate nature of the scorpion. And instead of killing with that stinger, kill the lizard, kill the scorpion, and become the eagle, the doctor, the physician, the surgeon, the police officer, somebody who has the power. But she's a beautiful little girl. Obviously, her father was very, very famous, and that's why she, you know, cats don't make dogs. Pretty much like Trump, you know, I got only $1 million, he got millions, billions, whatever, to start his career. So she was put on the stage naturally because that's what she chose before she reincarnated on this dense physical world. The next thing you know, this lifetime is not about screwing everybody, being screwed by everybody and making a lot of money and ego rules everything, but it's also all about drugs. It's all about drugs. That's what Miley Cyrus, it's a pothead like hell. And God knows what you don't want to know that she does in order to be on stage and to go to sleep later on, pretty much like Michael Jackson, taking pills to sleep and pills to be active. Next thing you know, his heart blew up. So I do not see pretty much a good end for that young girl, but she's making the most. She's burning the candle both sides. She has no fear of death. She's a Scorpio. So intuitively, she knows there is no death. So she's living life to the maximum in every possible way. And she is exposing and expressing herself as she is. And she hates anything that is stopping her being her or saying the truth. In my career, in my teaching, like all Pisces, I become a Scorpio. In my teaching, honest, direct, real, perceptive. Okay, and I got that stinger. If you mess with me, somewhere, somehow, if you're not goodly, if you're not equipped intellectually, you're going to lose the battle of intellect with me, because I can read you. I know I can read between the lines, and I can just rip you a new butt in a minute, in a second. So what I'm trying to say, I understand all that, and I'm trying to keep the Scorpio, the stinger, the negativity away. Okay, so we're discussing Scorpio. This is the most powerful sign of the zodiac. Scorpio rules the police force, the FBI, secret, the CIA, sex, power, the criminal element, the drug lords, where death, sex, money, power rules supreme. And of course, that's where the reptilius rules. All right, so there's a lot of priests out there that were born Scorpio. So that's why they wore the robe, because they're very smart. If I wear the robe and they say amen and go to church, I'm going to have all these little kids around me and I can screw with them all. So that's how it works. It's all greed, it's all power, it's all control. And wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, that's where you're going to become the ultimate fighter, the most powerful house of your chart. In fact, if you do not do what Scorpio is prescribing in that specific house by sign, and the planet inside of these houses, you're not going to regenerate. You're going to die. So that's why the extreme power that I have in teaching you is coming from the Scorpio. I can never get dry with Scorpio in my teaching. And it's on the 9th house, which means I'm supposed to die and rebirth on foreign ground. I lived in France until 21, 22 years old. Then I went to England for 10 years, then Germany. Okay, then now I'm here. So each time I move from a country, I die and I rebirth and I regenerate, teaching foreigners to make it easy for you to understand the 9th house, which is the house of teaching, publishing. It's also the house of religion, or the codification of thought. And Scorpio kill and rebirth. It kills ignorance, making you aware the reptilians have created 875 different denominations where everybody killed themselves in the name of their God, which is different. They created all religion because they need the separatism, they need the chaos, they need the confusion, and they need you to go and kill yourself because you're not the same God. Okay, so that's what Scorpio is all about, being able to perceive the truth. And the signature of the Scorpio is the magnetic eyes and the intensity. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be intellectual. It can be physical. In the case of Miley Cyrus, it's sexual, it's sensual. It's a true Scorpio. Go to dr.turi.com. On the top, look at the signs and read about Scorpio if you're a Scorpio. If you're any other sign of the zodiac, just click on it and read your basics, because it's much more. You could be a soft, loving Cancer and have a moon in Scorpio, rising in Scorpio, a natal or hidden dragon in Scorpio. God knows your power is there. The point is you do not know in which house. So you might have a potential to do absolutely anything in this house that's dictated by God, cosmic design, yet you will not go there because you don't know. Simple as that. So, Charles de Gaulle, I remember Charles de Gaulle. First time I checked his hand, I was about 10 years old, 1960. I was with my sister and crossed our village, and it was after the war, obviously, so everybody was happy. And he looked at me and he grabbed me and he touched my hand. That was, he was a Scorpio. He was in the UK, and from the UK he died, and he rebirthed France from the UK. There is so much for you to learn about astropsychology. There is so much for you to learn, especially when it comes to the reptilians. So there is a bunch of newsletters that I collected and I wrote about the reptilians. So take the time to read, if you got nothing to do, or if you want to educate yourself, keep reading. And here we are. Now remember, tonight I'm on the radio, okay? I'm going to be with my friend Dr. J tonight. So click on the link and then you can listen, just follow the direction. And upon my return from my cruise, I will be on coast to coast for 2 hours. That will be on the 16th. That's going to be really, really interesting, because I'm going to be discussing the power of the superconscious in time and space. I'm going to make it pretty, pretty interesting for you to understand the forces that you're dealing with, knowing that you're a little bit more than, flesh, bone, and blood. You're an eternal human being with an incredible power to create. And that's why you were born. You were born to create. And that's where I always say the future is nothing else than a reincarnation of the thought. So once you understand the depth of this sentence, and you understand the mechanics that I'm going to explain on that radio show with George, now you're definitely going to understand a little bit more about what's going on and what it means to be human. And as far as getting the keys of what it means to be human, well, you have to take the course. It's available from our website, or it's on the Cosmic Code on the MP3 file. There is all sorts of option for you to raise your cosmic awareness. And basically, that's what it is. Ready now, we're getting really close to go to that cruise in Mexico with a lot of very interesting UFO speakers. I'm going to have my new UFO slideshow coming on. And then I'm going to be doing that Kabbalistic hypnotherapy healing show, the power of Draco right there. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of time to show these people that Draco is real. We're going to have fun. I look at the stars. They are nothing else than incredible on during those days. So we're going to have a blast. I can't wait to meet all these speakers and all the people that I'm going to be taking care of. So if you go there, I will be doing readings too, because I got nothing else to do for a week or so, just having fun, drink and eat. Meet people, do what I have to do, and then educate people on the power of the stars using Nostradamus astrology. Bring in my printer, so you're going to have your chart with you. I will teach you the universal laws that apply to you. We're going to go from house number 1, which is your soul's purpose, and we're going to go through the entire belt of the zodiac, meaning that there is no one area in your life that you will not know about. Most of all, I will point out the dragon and how it's going to affect you for the next 2 to 4 years. I will check some of your past life that you knew where you were, check on your physical, mental, and spiritual health, and then let Draco after that to do the rest of the story when we go into the big huge room and where I hypnotize a lot of people. It's going to be fun. All right. So there is other things that we're also planning to do with Tom Deinheiser, George Nori, producer. My last show with them was absolutely incredible. He did really like it. So we're going to be kind of working together. So you're going to hear about Dr. Turi a little bit more now that I do have those dragons coming, the winds, those cosmic winds moving on my favor. All right. So if you have any questions, you can always email Taranya. And as always, show your support. If you like what I just said, if you want to learn more, say, hey, I like you, Dr. Turi, click. You're going to have, of course, the subhuman that are going to go like this. You can be sure when you see that. That subhuman is not getting my thought, but yours. Your thought is another idiot here, and then helping that person. So they are there. They don't understand. They are young soul. They are infatuated by the reptilius. They have to be negative. They are degenerating in a high speed. They cannot survive without that negativity. They are slaving for the reptilius, and they are totally oblivious of it. So click you like it, and then show your support. Either become a VIP or join Patreon, and then get 3 months free of the Cosmic Code for $5. Can get better than that, because our daily guidance and forecast, including my SOS to the world, are critical for you to be aware of. All right, my good friend, as always, make it a beautiful day. God bless you. Click you like Dr. Turi. Support my work. Talk to you again.